welcome you all to this session. So in the previous session we had discussed about different phylums like phylum Protozoa, phylum Porifera and phylum Cnidaria. In the just previous session we had discussed about phylum Cnidaria, general characters, classification and examples, and also polymorphism in Cnidaria, and about coral reefs also. Today we are going to start a new chapter that is called as phylum Ctenophora. So in this chapter we are going to study about the general characters or the salient features of this phylum and classification up to classes. So Ctenophora, it mainly includes comb jellies or sea walnuts. Now we see general characters one by one. So earlier in invertebrate animals this phylum was not introduced. There was Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Hemichordata, and the next one is the Chordata. But this phylum was recently introduced, that is called as phylum Ctenophora. Very few species are there in this phylum, but this phylum also has their own general characteristics as other phylum. They are commonly called as sea walnuts. They are commonly called as sea walnuts because they are exclusively marine. They are found only in marine water. So they are called as sea walnuts or comb jellies because they have 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Next we will see the diagram. They have 8 rows of ciliated comb plates for locomotion. So they are called as comb jellies or sea walnuts. Marine, as I already told you, they are marine, solitary, free swimming. Free swimming means they have comb jellies or 8 rows of ciliated comb plates for locomotion, and they are also called as sea gooseberries. Sea gooseberries. Sea means they are living in marine water. Free swimming, pelagic. Pelagic means they are in the sea, very close to the sea. There are only 50 species of Ctenophora. As I already told you, this phylum includes very few number of species. So there are only 50 species in this phylum. Species. Next character is they are acoelomate. Now we know coelom is the body cavity. Animals are classified based on the presence or absence of coelom, that is acoelomate, true coelomates or pseudo coelomates. The animals without true body cavity are called acoelomate animals and triploblastic animals. You know the meaning of triploblastic. The organisms or the animals having 3 germ layers are called as triploblastic animals, that is ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. If all the 3 germ layers are present, the animal is called triploblastic. If there are any 2 germ layers, then it is called a diploblastic animal. So they are triploblastic animals and they are abundantly found in coastal waters. They are found in coastal waters, that is in the marine water, and they have bilateral symmetry. Lateral or bilaterally symmetrical. Now meaning of symmetry. Symmetry means the animal body can be divided into 2 equal halves passing through one plane is called symmetry. Bilateral symmetry means divided into 2 equal halves is called bilaterally symmetrical. And medusa like body. Body is medusa like, means body is jelly like, transparent body, and the most important feature of this phylum is they have property called as bioluminescence. That is, the animal having the property to emit light is called bioluminescence. Body is delicate. Body is delicate, transparent, gelatinous and unsegmented. Body is unsegmented. The segmentation you find from the animal phylum called as Annelida. Annulus means rings. So up till Annelida, the animals are unsegmented. From Annelid onwards, segmentation starts. So body is very delicate, transparent, gelatinous and unsegmented. Body shape is usually pear-shaped. Pear-shaped body, cylindrical, flat or ribbon-like. The different shapes of body are there. Ribbon-like, flat, cylindrical or pear-shaped body. Body wall consists of 3 layers, as I told you: outer epidermis, inner endodermis, and in between there is mesoglia or mesoderm. So there is outer epidermis, inner endodermis and middle mesoderm, or there is mesoglia, and it is also called as gastrodermis. If you remember, in Nidaria there is gastrovascular cavity. Gastrovascular cavity helps in digestion as well as the circulatory system, and they have scattered muscle fibers. They have scattered muscle fibers. So these are some of the characteristics of Ctenophora. Now coming to locomotion. Locomotion is by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. As I already told you, these ctenophores have locomotor organs like 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Locomotion is by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. So body is round, spherical or ribbon shaped, and it is having 8 rows of ciliated comb plates for locomotion, and they are predatory or carnivorous animals. They are predatory or carnivorous animals. They feed on small planktons or small zooplanktons which are available in the marine water. Many species are food capturing. Many species of Ctenophora are food capturing. They capture the prey with the help of 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. They are used for locomotion as well as for capturing of the food in the water bodies by adhesive cells called as coloblast. By adhesive cells called as coloblast. Now this is the diagram of coloblast. They have fibers, nerves like functions, nervous tissue or the nerves. They are structural and functional unit of our brain which help to connect impulse from brain to different parts of the body. Likewise, these also have long thread-like structures, nucleus, even synapse also is present here to transmit the impulse from one part of the body to another. So, they are specialized cells called as coloblast. They are adhesive in nature. Adhesive means attaching to the animal body, inside the animal body. Tentacles bearing special adhesive cells. So, these are present in the tentacles. Tentacles have specialized adhesive cells called as coloblast. So, locomotion is by 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. If you see the diagram, spherical body, and there are 8 rows. 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Cilia. Cilia are small hair-like structures used for locomotion. You have seen in paramecium, in euglena, you have seen flagella. So these are ciliated comb plates for locomotion. So these help in locomotion as well as food capturing in the water bodies. They feed on phytoplanktons, zooplankton, small marine organisms and capture those and eat those and digest. So this is about the comb plate. So it is spherical in shape. It looks like a shape of walnut. So it is called as sea walnut. Walnut because it looks like a shape of walnut, and sea because they are exclusively marine. So they are called as sea walnuts or comb jellies. Why they are called comb jellies? Because they are having 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. Ciliated comb plates. And jelly because body is very soft, jelly like, gelatinous. So it is called as comb jellies or sea walnuts or gooseberries. Marine gooseberries they are called. And many species are food capturing. Many species of Ctenophora, out of 50, majority of them are food capturing. They are living in the marine water. They are capturing other organisms for their food by specialized adhesive cells called as coloblast. Now this is the diagram of coloblast. So it is a long pear shaped structure which is very adhesive in nature, having a large nucleus and nerve fibers for transmitting the impulse from one part to another part. So tentacular epidermis. Now let us draw the diagram of coloblast. So this is the nucleus. So here there are small, these adhesive cells are there. And here there are nerve fibers are there. These are adhesive in nature. And here also there are some irregular shaped structures. Now we label the parts of this. So this is the diagram of coloblast. These are radiated fibers. Radiated fiber. This is nucleus. This is the helical thread. Then comes the synapse here. Here there is, in between here there is synapse. You know synapse, if you study the structure of neuron in detail, at the nerve ending, at the posterior part of the neuron, there is a synapse. That is it is a microscopic gap between two neurons. It's called as a synapse, which is helping to transmit the impulse. So this is nerve cell. This is the root, and this is mesenchyme. Granules with adhesive substance. These are granules with adhesive substance. Granules with adhesive substance. So you know they are adhesive in nature. How they are adhesive means inside they are having a sticky substance which helps in the capture of prey in the water bodies. So it is called as adhesive in nature. That is the most important characteristic of this phylum. That is they have coloblast cells for capturing or for food capturing. Then they have refractive vesicles. Refractive vesicles. This is one coloblast. So this is the diagram of coloblast present in the ctenophores for their food capturing as well as capturing or for defense from the prey. They have these are all adhesive cells. They have adhesive granule-like substances in them which helps in the capturing of prey. So this is the most important characteristics of Ctenophora. So this is comb jelly or sea walnuts. In the tentacles they have these adhesive cells called as coloblast. There are 8 rows of ciliated comb plates. So once again this is the diagram of coloblast. It is long thread-like structure or pear-shaped, having a large nucleus, helical thread-like structure, and a synapse. A synapse is very essential for transmitting the impulse. So whenever there is a prey or they have to capture the food, the message goes to the impulse or the synapse, and then these thread-like structures are producing granules which are adhesive in nature and they are capturing the prey. They have radiated fibers, refractive vesicles, root, and even the mesenchyme in these cells. So now we will see some of the characteristics of this coloblast. So coloblasts are tentacular epidermis of because they are present in the tentacles. Tentacular epidermis. As you know, there are 3 germ layers: outer ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Outermost layer is called as epidermis. Possess adhesive cells called as coloblast. Produce adhesive cells. Adhesive means joining together. Adhesive means they are joining together. They are attaching to some substratum. Adhesive cells called as coloblasts. Next character is, it is pear shaped with narrow synaptic junction. It is pear shaped. The shape of this is called as pear shaped and it is having a narrow synaptic junction. This part is, the synaptic part is very narrow, having narrow synaptic junction. Synapse is very essential. Synapse is the microscopic gap between 2 neurons which is responsible for transmitting impulse from one part of the cell to another part of the cell, that is coloblast. And intracellular helical threads are present. And intracellular helical threads are present. These threads are very important for transmitting the impulse. So the synapse goes from one thread to another thread. So these are transmitting the impulse from here. So the granule is secreted and they become adhesive in nature. And they give rise to small radiating fibers. Radiating fibers are arising from helical threads. From helical threads, these radiating fibers are arising and connected to the adhesive substance or the granules. Each radiating fiber terminates. Each radiating fiber terminates into granules. And they secrete the adhesive material. Now you can see here, from helical thread, from synapse, first from here synapse is created, that is going to helical threads. Helical threads give rise to these radiating fibers and radiating fibers terminate into these granules which secrete the adhesive material and hence they are functioning. So, there is a long process in this. A mucoid material. Why it is called mucoid? That substance is mucoid material because it is consisting of mucus or a sticky substance or gelatinous substance. So, it is called as a mucoid material secreted from the coloblast. So, this is about the characteristics. It is called as tentacular. Why it is called tentacular? Because it is present in the tentacles or in the comb plates of ctenophores. Adhesive cells called as coloblast are present. It is pear shaped narrow synaptic junction. Synaptic junction, synapse, once again, synapse is the microscopic gap between the neurons is called synapse. Intracellular, it is intracellular, means present inside the cell, and helical in structure, helical threads are there which are giving rise to radiating fibers, and each radiating fiber gives rise to granules which are terminated from mucoid material. So this is about the coloblast. Next character, nematocysts are entirely absent. If you recall the phylum Cnidaria, in Cnidaria there are cells called as nematocysts or cnidoblast or stinging cells for capture of prey. So those nematocysts are entirely absent here, but in case of that, or instead of that, here there are specialized cells called as coloblast. So nematocysts are entirely absent. Next we will go to the digestive system. Digestive system, excretory system. Before I go digestive system consists of mouth, pharynx. So here digestion is complete. It's having mouth, pharynx, stomach, and a system of gastrovascular canals. Gastrovascular canals. If you recall, meaning of gastrovascular, we have studied in detail in phylum Cnidaria. Gastrovascular, gastro means the digestive system related to stomach, and vascular means the circulatory system. So gastrovascular cavity is a cavity which is functioning both in digestion as well as circulation. Now this is the diagram of digestive system of ctenophores. So as you know, these are spherical or pear shaped. So the digestive system. So the road they are already marine, radially symmetrical, and they are having three germ layers: outer ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Having three germ layers. Body is composed of three germ layers. And now this is the diagram of the digestive system of Ctenophora. So this is the most common shape, and here they have muscular pharynx, so this is the mouth. Here there is sticky substance called as mesoglia. This is called as mesoglia, and this is the anus, and here there is comb canal. Now we will see from where this comb plates are arising, what is the function of that. Here there is comb canal is arising, this yellow color you can see, comb canal, and here also they are arising cilia like structures, giving rise to two canals like this, and again this further they are joining these like this, and they are having cilia are there, and these in turn again give rise to these 8 rows. So 8 rows of the structures are arising from different parts. So this is comb canal. This is stomach, and this is the muscular pharynx. And the sticky substance is called mesoglia. Now this is the digestive system of ctenophores in general. Wide mouth, then comes pharynx, which opens into stomach, esophagus, and this is the last part is anus, and here they give rise to some canals. These are called as comb plates. Comb plates. 8 such comb plates are there, and they are all ciliated. Just now we had seen the diagram. They are ciliated comb plates. These in turn again give rise to different comb plates. So 8 rows of these comb plates are present like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows of ciliated comb plates are present for locomotion. So they have middle layer called as mesoglia, or also called as mesoderm, which is filled with the substance, gelatinous substance. So this is the digestive system of Ctenophora. Now we will see some two more different layers are there here in the digestive system or in the body wall. I will rub this side. So mainly they are called as tentaculated. Why they are called as tentaculated means they have tentacles, and tentacles in turn have specialized cells called as coloblast. So, and they have 8 comb plates. 8 comb plates. One more, the most interesting point or the interesting feature of this phylum is these are the largest animals which are locomoting with the cilia. So these are largest animals moving with cilia. Ctenophores are the largest animals locomoting with cilia. Largest animals. Till now we have seen some protozoans, they are locomoting by cilia like paramecium, etc. But they are unicellular organisms. The largest organisms moving by cilia are the ctenophores or the Ctenophora. The arrangement is 9+3 arrangement. The arrangement of cilia and flagella, basal body is studied in POC. 9+0 arrangement, 9+2 arrangement. They are basal bodies, etc. So they have 9+3 arrangement of cilia. And the diploblastic body wall has 2 layers: outer gastrodermis and outer epidermis and inner gastrodermis. You already know that. Outer epidermis and inner gastrodermis. Gastro means associated with the digestive system. Next, coming to skeletal, excretory, circulatory, respiratory are absent. Skeletal, respiratory, excretory, circulatory systems are absent. You can see these are advanced but not advanced as Platyhelminthes, Ascalmenthes, the next coming phylums, as they have organ system levels of organization, tissue or you can say organ level of organization. But compared to protozoans and poriferans, they are little bit advanced, you can say. But they don't have skeletal, respiratory, excretory, circulatory systems are absent. And they have sense organ called as statocyst. Sense organ or balancing organ called as statocyst is present. So what are the important features of this phylum is they are the largest animals locomoting with cilia. They have 8 rows of ciliated comb plates for locomotion and capturing of prey by specialized cells called as coloblast, and they have the property of bioluminescence. We will see the next. Bioluminescence. It is the property of an animal or property of an organism to emit light is called bioluminescence. Bio means the living organisms and luminescence means having the property of emitting light. So why these animals produce or emit light? To protect or prevent from themselves from enemies or any prey, you can say. So they are producing light. They have the property of emitting light. So it is called as bioluminescence. It is the property of an animal or organism to emit light is called as bioluminescence. It is the most important feature of this phylum. Next, coming to, they are hermaphrodites. They are hermaphrodites. You know, meaning of hermaphrodites means they are bisexual. Both male and female gametes are produced in the same individual. And gonads are ectodermal in origin. Gonads are the reproductive organs called as testes and ovaries. So they are hermaphrodites, or you can say they are bisexual. Means you can say sexes are not separate. Both sperms and eggs are produced in the same individual or the animal. Gonads are endodermal in origin. Just now I told you. Gonads are endodermal in origin. As you know, the three germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm, are very essential for development of different organs in our body or even the animal's body. So different germ layer is giving rise to different organs in our body or in the animal's body. So here gonads are endodermal in origin, means they are arising from the germ layer called as endoderm. Innermost layer is called as endoderm. So they are hermaphrodites. Hermaphrodite means they are bisexual animals producing both sperms and eggs in the same individual is called as a hermaphrodite. What about development now? Is development direct or indirect by larval stage? As you have seen in Ctenophora, in Cnidaria, Porifera, development was direct. But here development is indirect type. Now, what do you mean by direct and indirect development? See, students, in human beings, development is direct, means there is no larval stage. There is formation of zygote, zygote gives rise to embryo, embryo gives rise to a fetus and young one is produced. But in indirect development, there is a larval stage, as you have seen best known in amphibians. There is larva called as tadpole. There is a larva called as parenchyma. So many larvas are there in different animals where there is indirect development. So development is indirect type, producing sidipid larva. The larva of this is sidipid larva. The larva name is very important. So in ctenophores, what is the name of larva of ctenophores? Sidipid larva. Sidipid larva is produced and there is no alternation of generation. As you have seen in Cnidaria, there is alternation of generation because there are two body forms, polyp and medusa. So here, as there is no alternation of generation, development is direct, sexes are not separate, they are hermaphrodite. Development is indirect, remember, by sidipid larva, and there is no alternation of generation. And regeneration and pedogenesis are common. So what are the characteristics? Important characteristics here is there are no digestive system, there is no skeletal, respiratory, excretory, circulatory system. They are all absent. Digestive system is present, that is it having both mouth and anus. Then there is no circulatory, respiratory, excretory system as such because they are very primitive compared to protozoa, porifera, a little bit higher advanced, but not advanced as the next phyla. Then sense organs are called statocysts are present. Important feature, bioluminescence. It is the property of an organism to emit light, and they are hermaphrodites. The sexes are not separate. Both sperms and eggs are produced in the same individual. Gonads or the reproductive organs are endodermal in origin. Development is indirect by larva called as sidipid larva. No alternation of generation like polyp, medusa or like cnidarians. They are having alternation of generation, but here there is no alternation of generation. Regeneration and pedogenesis are common. Regeneration means, the animal body is cut due to some reason, it forms into a new organism. So we have discussed about characteristics like development. Development is indirect, that is by sidipede larva, and there is no alternation of generation. As in Cnidaria we had seen there are two body forms, polyp and medusa. Polyp is sessile and medusa is umbrella shaped, or we had seen in phylum Cnidaria. Another important character is regeneration. Regeneration is most important character in Cnidaria. If there is in Coelenterata, if there is a loss of body part, then it goes into a new individual. That part goes into a new, so it is called as regeneration. And in Porifera also we have regeneration. You have seen already. And pedogenesis are common. What is pedogenesis? Pedogenesis means reproduction by sexually mature larva. Pedogenesis means reproduction by sexually mature larva without fertilization is called as pedogenesis. So process of pedogenesis is common in ctenophores or in the phylum Ctenophora. Regeneration and pedogenesis are common. Now we see some of the examples of phylum Ctenophora. There, as you know, there are some very few species in this phylum. So examples are Pleurobrachia, Ctenoplana, C is silent here, Ctenoplana, Pleurobrachia and Mertensia are the examples of phylum Ctenophora. Mertensia, etc. are the examples of this phylum Ctenophora. So today we have discussed about the general characters or the salient features of phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora mainly consist of comb jellies or sea walnuts. They are exclusively marine, and only 50 species of this phylum are present. And characteristics as well, the diploblastic, having 3 germ layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Digestive system is complete, respiration, excretion, circulatory system are all absent, and they have gastrovascular canals, and they have 8 rows of ciliate comb plates for locomotion. And the most important feature is bioluminescence, the property of animal or organism which emits light, and the hermaphrodites or bisexual, and the arrangement of cilia is 9+3 arrangement, and the locomotory structures are comb plates, so they are called as sea walnuts or comb jellies. And another important feature is they have properties like pedogenesis and regeneration. Next, coming to the another important character is they have specialized cells called as coloblast. You have seen the diagram of coloblast. They are adhesive in nature. As in Cnidaria, those animals had nematocyst or stinging cells for capturing of prey. These animals have adhesive cells called as coloblast in the tentacles for food capturing or food gathering. So majority of these species of Ctenophora are food capturing or food gathering. They functions by specialized cells called as coloblast, and are exclusively marine, found in marine water, so they are called as sea walnuts or comb jellies. Sea means marine water, and they are mainly found in coastal areas, pelagic, free swimming, and they are marine organisms. They have 3 germ layers, that is very important. Outer epidermis, middle endodermis and mesodermis, are also called as mesenchyme or mesoglia is present, and they have sensory functions by presence of coloblast cells. They have thread-like structures, and they have a nucleus, nerve fibers, synaptic junctions. We had seen how they transfer the impulse from one cell to another part of the cell. So today we have discussed about the general characters of phylum Ctenophora. In the next session we will discuss about the classification of phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora is also in turn divided into different classes with examples we will see in the next session. Thank you.